Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I have a long story for you. But let me start this. From the title of the video, you know that I'll be telling you guys about how my family moved from Uganda to Canada, and I'm just gonna give you a head start. Like, I'll take you back and back and back before we got to Canada. So first of all, I'm gonna tell you guys that my parents are refugees from Congo. So basically, my dad escaped the war when he was still young. The war in Congo that has been happening until today. So that war was happening when my dad was still a child, when he was still young. So his family moved from there, and then they settled in Uganda. And when they lived in Uganda, and that's where he met my mom, and then that's when they had me, and history happened in Uganda. So basically, we lived in a refugee camp. We didn't live anywhere else. We lived in a refugee camp, and if you lived in a refugee camp, you know how life is there. Like, life is super hard in a refugee camp. But we lived there. My parents lived in a refugee camp for about 17 years before we actually got to come here. I think my dad was in the refugee camp since I think 2002, something like that, and then we came here in 2019. But we lived there for a long period of time, and that's where I was born. That's where some of my siblings were born, and I mean, basically all of my siblings were born in Uganda. And what happened was, we lived in a refugee camp, and there's some opportunities that do come along that. The longer you live in a refugee camp, the higher the chances of you going to another country. So since my family has been in a refugee camp for so long, so the opportunity came. We had people, I believe it's funded by the UN. I think it's funded by the United Nations, but I'm not 100% sure. But there's a program that brings people from the refugee camp to like the United States, Norway, Sweden, Canada, and all these countries. Because these programs are meant to like change your life. You lived in a refugee camp almost your entire life, so they're trying to improve your life by bringing you to another country that has better opportunities, better everything, like better education, better services, basically anything you could need in your life. So that's how like my family got a chance to come to Canada. But we lived in Uganda, and life was super hard. My dad was a butcherman, and my mom was a stay-at-home wife, and we lived in Uganda for a couple of years. And it's a long story. I'm just gonna try and make it short, but if you guys want me to go into details of more videos, you can ask me questions. You can like ask me anything you want, and I can make a video on that one explaining everything. But as of now, I'm just gonna give you the general thing, that you know, the general knowledge. But I can go into more details if you guys want me to, and you can ask me any questions. I've lived in Canada for 5 years now, and if you guys want to see more content of my life in Canada here, I've been here. I have achieved many things for myself, or I like to think so. And I want to say my experience in Uganda. Uganda is my country. I consider myself Ugandan because I was born in Uganda, and we moved here. It was just a miracle. I think it was a miracle, because the refugee camp has hundreds, almost like has thousands of people, and it's like a very big opportunity if your family gets selected into this program. And we can't even talk about the process. It took my parents, I think, almost 7 years of just doing the process before they actually got to come here. Because I believe my dad, he started the process before my mom, and he was doing the process by himself, and he got to a period of time where everything stopped, and then he had to wait again. And I believe we actually started doing the process in 2013. 2013, and then we came to Canada in 2019. So you can see there's a pretty long, it's a pretty long process, and honestly, I just don't know. Honestly, I don't even know how we got here. I mean, I know how we got here, but I still don't know. It's so hard to believe that as someone who was born in a refugee camp with little to nothing, now to me being in a country that has many resources, that has a lot more opportunities for me, it's a testimony. I can't really say, it's just a testimony. And this is it for a video, but I just wanted to give you guys the basics. I don't know how to like complete the whole video, like the whole thing for you guys, but if you have specific questions, you can ask me any questions about the process. Any specific question will be so helpful, and I can try to answer those in my other video. And if you want to keep up with stories from Uganda to Canada, please follow, please subscribe to my channel, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Ciao.